30 seconds or less for week 2 of the NFL season. This is the Rapid Fire NFL Pick Show where I make a pick on the spread or the total for every game with the exception of the primetime games. Those can be found on my Monday through Friday show, Chasing That Paper, right here on the Vegas Insider YouTube page. So quick recap of last week, went 6-7 with my picks. I think we can do a little bit better than that. So let's do just that. Let's get right into the action. We're going to start things off with under 40.5 for the Patriots-Steelers matchup in Pittsburgh. So check out what these offenses did in regulation last week. The Patriots scored 7 points. The Steelers scored 13 points. Pittsburgh 6-1 to the under at home last season. Pittsburgh's offense was awful in that game. Give me under 40.5. Next up, give me the Saints plus 2.5 with the Bucs in 10. So pretty underwhelming performance from the Bucs offense in week 1 at Dallas. Now they're going up against a much better Saints defense. And the Saints have 4 straight regular season wins versus the Bucs. One of those games, they held them to 0 points. Another one of them, they held them to 3 points. Don't be surprised to see the Saints keep this one close or even win this game. Next up, give me the Colts minus 3.5 over the Jaguars. So the Colts are being significantly undervalued in this game. Last time these teams played in week 18 of last season, the Colts were favored by 14 points. Now they're being undervalued. They really outplayed the Texans in week 1 despite tying in that game. They outgained them by 200 yards, possessed the ball for more than 9 more minutes. Some real concerns on that Jaguars defense. Give me the Colts to get on track and take care of business. Next up, give me the Dolphins plus 3.5 versus the Ravens. What happened when these teams played last season? A Thursday night game in Miami. Miami upset them. They won the game 22-10. They really limited Lamar and that entire Baltimore offense. Now Miami has a better offensive line. They got Tyreek. So look for Miami to keep this one close. Dolphins 9-1 in their last 10 games, by the way. Jets, Browns, give me under 40.5. Cleveland, extremely reliant on the run, tied for the most rush attempts in week 1 with 39. And hey, the Jets might be all right against the run. Week 1, they limited the Ravens to 3.0 yards per rush attempt. Browns home games last season averaged 36.33 points. In the Jets offense, they absolutely stink. Give me the under in that one. Next up, give me the Giants minus 1.5 with the Carolina Panthers. And potentially a pretty big edge on the ground for the Giants here. Giants, one of the best at running and stopping the run in week 1. Panthers, one of the worst in each of those categories. Giants offense, pretty impressive. 3rd overall in yards per play in week 1. And let's not forget the Panthers, just 2-12 in their last 14 games. Next up, Commanders versus the Lions. This game has a total of 40.5. Where are you getting this number from? Give me the under. Both of these teams have an extremely low floor for scoring. Take a look at last season. They each averaged fewer than 20 points per game. 20 or fewer 9 times for Washington last season. 20 or fewer 12 times for the Lions. Give me the under in that game. Next up, give me the Rams minus 10 with the Falcons in town. Big bounce back spot for the Rams here. Teams in week 2 who played in the season opener, meaning they're going to have an additional 3 days rest. Since 2011, in that spot, teams are 16-4 against the spread. Under McVay, LA is 16-9-1 following a loss, and they're pretty good on extra rest too. Look at Atlanta last season, 8 double-digit losses. They're going to have their first double-digit loss of the season in LA. Next up, give me the Seahawks plus 8.5 versus the 49ers. Already seeing some trickles of red flags here with the 49ers. Meanwhile, Geno Smith, you can't mock this guy too much anymore. Go back to last season, combine that with week 1 of this season, 7 touchdowns to 1 interception, completing passes at a very high percentage, not making a lot of mistakes. He's still just 31 years old, set up to fail with the Jets and the Giants. Now he's got some good playmakers and underrated defense. Give me the Seahawks to keep that one close. Give me the Broncos minus 9.5 with the Houston Texans in town. So the Broncos played much better than the final result of that game, and the 16 points they scored indicated. They fumbled twice on the goal line, 0 for 4 on red zone TD conversions. They actually tied for 3rd in yards per play last week. Texans, meanwhile, were at 28. So fully expect a bounce back win here by the Broncos. Nice little edge playing at elevation early in the season as well. Give me the Bengals. This team burned me last week, but I like them at -7.5 versus the Cowboys. So that performance, that was just an extreme outlier. 5 turnovers. We saw what happened with the kicks at the end, but their defense played fantastic. They held Pittsburgh's offense to 13 points in regulation. Pittsburgh 4 for 15 on third down. Cincinnati possessed the ball for about 17 more minutes, expecting to bounce back. A little bit of urgency here versus a Cowboys team that has Cooper Rush throwing to a very shallow group of receivers. Also issues along the offensive line for Dallas. Give me the Bengals there. And we will wrap things up in Las Vegas with the Raiders -5.5. Bounce backs, a big theme of the episode here this week. Expect a bounce back from Carr in this game. They lost that game versus the Chargers because of him. He threw 3 interceptions. The last time he threw 3 picks, week 1 in 2018. Once again, an outlier performance, in my opinion. The wheels are absolutely falling off from this Cardinals team. They had absolutely nothing but some garbage time points in week 1. 0 sacks. They couldn't run the ball. Allowed 37 points in the first 3 quarters. Kyler Murray didn't do his homework. He was absolutely flat in that game. So there you have it. My picks for week 2, 30 seconds or less. Quick recap: 6 favorites, 3 underdogs, 3 unders. Good luck with your bets this weekend. Woo!